Yeah, hi all. Very good evening. Can someone from the audience please confirm if I'm audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so very much, Mahesh. Nice seeing you here in this meet. So I would like to take this opportunity first to thank you all for showing interest in Skills Review Solution Private Limited. Let us quickly start with the introduction about the institute that will bring more clarity in the future discussion and probably will be helping you a lot in the final decision making process. Let me share the screen. Great. This is Skills Review Solution Private Limited. These are our official credibilities. We are the licensed training partner of NASCOM, National Association of Software and Services Companies, a governing body. You can call it an accrediting body as well, controlling IT companies. Okay, more than 3,000 IT companies, they are the partner of NASCOM. Although NASCOM is a governing body of Pan India, but if we are talking about the opportunities associated with the NASCOM and its different courses, not only cybersecurity, other courses are there as well. I will brief them shortly too. The opportunities are definitely not restricted to Pan India. Okay, NASCOM is a very well recognized, globally recognized accrediting body, governing body. If we talk about Middle East, Gulf countries, GCC region, yes, of course, NASCOM is in a signed MOU with MENA region. So the entire Gulf country, including UAE, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain. So in these areas, NASCOM has a very strong presence. Skills Evo, being the partner of NASCOM, whatever batches we have delivered in our entire journey, professional journey so far. In fact, the working professionals from different parts of Middle East, they have chosen us on the different courses. That could be AI, could be data science, data analytics, and of course, cybersecurity, ethical hacking, this kind of training program. Also in Africa, we have a very strong presence. South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria. In UK and in US as well, we do have presence. In fact, in US, we have an office as well. Skills Evo, apart from the training academy, if you just see the website, we have staffing and consulting division as well. So corporate training, yes, of course, we do deliver. We have a separate staffing and corporate consulting division. This is about Skills Evo. Our courses are duly affiliated with the global standards of industry expectations and requirements, National Skill Qualification Framework, NCVET, Skill India, NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation. They are all our knowledge partners. If I show you this is a signed MOU between Skills Review and NASCOM that I already briefed, National Association of Software and Services Companies. So definitely we are their licensed training partner under the umbrella of AI, data science, machine learning, data analytics, BI analytics, generative AI, agentic AI, cybersecurity, ethical hacking, threat management, and SOC analysis. Myself, Arun Mukherjee, I work here at Skills Review. I'm from the training department, taking care of majorly training and the admission part. Regarding cybersecurity program, since we have been running this particular campaign for last more than one fortnight shortly, lot of requests. Personally, I have received, the team has received, where people have expressed their eagerness to learn this particular program, to upgrade themselves in this particular domain, and also simultaneously they wanted to meet our master trainer. So on that particular note, what we decided, okay, fine, let's have a webinar where we can have the privilege to introduce Mr. Harshit Bharadwaj, the lead trainer, the master trainer of this upcoming cohort that is going to start on 28th of September. He is a senior information security analyst. He is working as a team lead. He is working in one of an organization which is CERT enabled, CERT empaneled organization. CERT, that is Computer Emergency Response Team. Okay, that is actually an Indian national nodal agency. Okay, so they actually respond to different kind of computer security incidents as and when they occur. So Mr. Harshit, he is working there. He's working for a long time in this industry, having trained more than 500 professionals across the globe under the domain of cybersecurity, ethical hacking, incident response, cloud security, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing. He developed a lot of CTF challenges, cybersecurity labs for advanced training as well. It is our proud privilege to have Mr. Harshit Bharadwaj on board with us, who would be presenting this particular webinar once I hand it over after this brief introduction. Let me help you with this entire learning journey that would be very clarifying and helpful for you to have a visualization of this entire learning platform. Okay. This program, let me first make a particular terminology, cybersecurity in short. There are different programs. One program is network security and ethical hacking. There is an advanced program as well that is called advanced cybersecurity and threat management, where apart from network security and ethical hacking, there would be SOC analysis, SIM dashboards, Splunk, incident response management. These topics, I would say, will also be covered. In short, I'm taking a generic term, cybersecurity. So before we designed this particular cybersecurity, we tried our best to make it as per the global standards. So the first thing that we did, we definitely have our industry connects as we are working with NASSCOM. All the top-notch IT companies were trying to take this initiative of making the global working professionals aware of the cyber threats and all these things. I should be mentioning about the names, like Deloitte, Capgemini, Ernst and Young, IBM. So a lot of companies are there. Of course, Cisco. These companies have contributed a lot. We have taken inputs from the industry connects, of course, from our master trainer and all other training team that we are connected with to make this program as per the industry requirements. So having said that, this program is globally ISO compliant. ISO 27001, 27003, 5, 35, all the global ISO compliances this program is duly complying with. We have identified the most requisite tools where only when you are going to work on in the execution part, in the deployment part, your actual expertise will be developed. And as an outcome of the program, you can position yourself very seamlessly as a qualified and certified cybersecurity professional. So what we did, Nikto, Metasploit, Wireshark, Burpsuit, Hydra, Opalizer, the list is actually endless. 16 to 18 number of tools, depending on the program, are in this particular curriculum, where the virtual labs will be installed in your system. And the trainer, Mr. Harshit sir, he would be showing you in a particular dummy environment. So when we are talking about ethical hacking, we are talking about ransomware, we are talking about any kind of attack. We are actually experiencing that, stepping into the shoes of this particular audience. That visualization is very essential, and that skill set is very required in order to become a qualified cybersecurity analyst. That exactly what we have done this time. And we have also identified few prerequisite tools. That is a brief knowledge on what is cybersecurity, what is information security. Are they same? Are they similar? Actually, cybersecurity is a subset of information security. So you have to have some broader concept about information security, about the product, the people, the process, what exactly is defined by threat and attack. Are they same? Are they similar? Which one is actually a possibility based and which one is real? How, as an incident response manager, you should be responding to your system quickly to restore it to the normalcy. What is vulnerability assessment? What is risk analysis? What is compliance analysis? What is a security audit? What are the parameters you should be taking into consideration? All these things you must be understanding, and that exactly is the syllabus that you would be covering in the next 6 months of duration if we talk about network security and ethical hacking program. Yes, it is a 6 months duration program, completely live classes, 100% instructor-led classes that would be conducted on every weekend that is Saturday and Sunday. In Middle East, weekends, they are different. Anyway, let me be very specific. Saturdays and Sundays, Indian time, 9 p.m. IST onwards, UAE and Oman time, it would be 7:30 p.m. their local time onwards, Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, 6:30 p.m. local time onwards. 2.5 2-3 hours approximately would be the class duration on Saturday and Sunday each. So weekly basis, 5.5 to 6 hours will be your learning engagement in the live classes where you would be attending the classes in along with Mr. Harshit. You would be working on your tools. You would be visiting our curriculum. You would be doing all this execution in the live classes. Post the class, although the classes are two-way interactive, like in this session, even after this particular webinar will be over, the session will be open for the audience queries. You can put forward your queries by unmuting yourself. Same thing will be followed in the upcoming session. So they are all going to be two-way interactive. Additionally, lifetime class recording will be there on the learning portal that we call LMS, Learning Management System. We have a dedicated purchased Google Workspace. Every single individual learner will be having their credential, and that credential will be alive for the rest of your life, not restricted only for this academic duration. That could be either 6 months or 9 months, depending on the course that I have already mentioned, that we have two different programs. However, for the entire lifetime, you would be having the privilege to get back to these previous classes, check what exactly your master trainer has guided you on different tools. And once you are going to appear for any interview or you are going to work on any client project, you are going to work on any particular delivery, those recordings will be a very handful resource in future. During the entire learning journey, multiple time tests, assignments, assessments will be given to you by the trainer and also by the training team. There would be a separate mentoring group. That is a group that we always form for every individual learner. Mr. Jalil will be part of a single mentoring group. Mr. Anish Thomas will be part of a single mentoring group. Why? Between Monday to Friday, when there is no classes, first thing that is recommended that as you have attended or maybe you have missed the last week classes, please check the recording once. So those recordings you are going through, in case if you are facing any challenge, we don't want you to wait in a reserve bench waiting for the next weekend classes. Instead, you should be dropping your query in that WhatsApp mentoring group. Every individual group, there is our L&D team, learning and development team, managers. I am also part of this group. Even the top management is in every group, just to make sure your queries are addressed at the quickest possible time. This short effort, we always keep trying to make sure that all these learners, majorly they are all working professionals with a specific aspiration, they are obviously met in the right way. That is our effort. After your learning journey, you would be also given live projects in this entire module of cybersecurity, where we will cover different kind of threats, attacks, security audit, compliances, GRC, VAPT, cryptography. If you add the advanced module, then SOC analysis, SIM, covering all these modules and all the tools that you would be learning. Now the time has come to deploy, to translate your knowledge into reality. Live projects will be a very helpful thing for that particular aspect. You would be working on that. Out of 10 to 15 live projects, you would be required to, recommended, it's a very, very recommended, at least 3 projects you should be doing. Assistance will be given to you. Once you complete these particular projects, you would be submitting the data sets on email. That would be evaluated by trainer and the training team. Accordingly, the first certificate that would be released, that's a very new addition, that is a project certificate. So project certificate is something, it's a document that would authenticate your skills when you are going to share your resume with your future employer. Those projects will also be uploaded on the GitHub, that is a professional platform. I believe most of the attendees over here are aware of that GitHub profile. If you already have one, that would be upgraded. If you don't have, we will build that particular profile. Along with that, LinkedIn will be optimized too. Then comes a resume building session, as your trainer has been the part of this industry very extensively in the position of corporate trainer as well as in the position of corporate security consultant as well. He knows better than all of us possibly know how exactly a technical resume should be designed. Based on that, he would be guiding you to build that particular resume. Again, in the resume, all this project work, all the key skills which is actually the outcome of the program. That would be duly mentioned. Lot of job profiles will be coming up in this particular program. For example, security consultant, network security engineer, risk analyst, compliance analyst, pen tester, ethical hacker, multiple different job profiles wise, interview preparation, a questionnaire, a guide to your future interviews, that too will be shared with you. Then the course completion certificate, which is also a collab certificate, where NASCOM as well as Skillsivo, both the names will be explicitly mentioned. Needless to mention, it is a QR enabled certificate with online verification by putting your enrollment ID. This particular certificate will be verified online. It will be redirected to our website. That would be your total learning journey with us. As I told you, we have two different programs. One is network security and ethical hacking. Another is advanced cybersecurity and threat management. Both the programs will start at the same point of time, 28th of September. That is our upcoming cohort where we are going to start with the first batch date. That is the, we call it induction session, where we will be meeting with you as an enrolled learner once you decide to go ahead. And then next week onwards, your live classes will commence from. Humble request to everyone, once you decide to go ahead, please make a quick decision just to make sure you also have the time frame to cover this pre-learning, which is currently being given as a complementary, as a bonus study material. This small initiative we have taken only under the directive of your master trainer, Mr. Harshit Bharadwaj, and our training team, just to make sure that it is not that everyone is coming from IT background. Maybe some of you are working in the network security domain. Some of you are coming from IT admin. Some of you are coming from system administration. But a lot of people are also there who are trying to make a career transition. Yesterday, I had a meet with one of a very senior project manager in Middle East. So his job is, nowhere related to these kind of things. This small initiative, we are pretty sure, will help you to develop those fundamentals where a seamless takeoff in the academic journey can be ensured. On that note, I would be ending here, and I would be requesting Mr. Harshit Bharadwaj to please take over from here and give you a part of presentation. We are pretty much hopeful and sure and optimistic as well. After this webinar, all the queries that you guys are having must be addressed, and you can take a decision to take things forward. Mr. Harshit, sir, the session is all yours.
Thank you so much, Arun sir. Hi everybody. Hi Mahesh. Hi Aditya. I hope I'm loud and clear and you guys can hear me properly.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. So, about the curriculum, Arunabha sir has, given you a very brief introduction. What all things we are covering right now, what all programs we have with us, and right now mainly I'll be diving deep into the technical aspect of our course. What all things we will do, how we will do, and you will also be able to see how I will approach whenever there is any topic that we will have, so how exactly we will be moving forward. So what will be my teaching style? So I'll give you a kind of a demo of my teaching style as well. So for today, the topic that we have, okay, before moving forward, I'll tell you about myself as well. Who am I? What I have been doing, and currently what I do, and all these things. So just give me a moment. I'm sharing my screen now. So please let me know if my screen is visible. I hope the screen is visible right now. Oh, good. Can you please confirm? Anybody, can you please confirm?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
All good. So, just a moment. All right. So now it's better. All right. So I'll give introduction of myself. First of all, my name is Harshit Bharadwaj. I'm a senior information security analyst working in a certain paneled company in Gurgaon right now. I'm leading a team of 5 people, where we basically work into this, side of forensics and security operations. Uh, right now, I have worked in, like, I started my journey as a VAPT analyst, where I've been doing web VAPT, network VAPT. Then I transitioned into the forensics as well. Currently, we are having our own security operations center. So I lead SOC over there. I have led multiple cyber breach investigations. Uh, and yeah, I also work in cloud security audits and all these things. So I'm a proud alumni of NFSU Delhi. I did my master's in digital forensics and information security, and I'm a certified incident responder, certified forensic investigator, uh, and yeah, I'm certified in cybersecurity by ISC Square. Uh, Also, I'm a forensic lead at DEFCON Delhi, where I develop cybersecurity challenges, CTF challenges, where many attendees come and they play these challenges, and like whoever has the interest into cybersecurity, so they do play these kind of challenges to check their skills, how good they are in what they do, right? So with this thing, I'll move forward. First of all, I'll give you a introduction, or what I would say, I'll give you a picture right now of cybersecurity, how things are going on in the world, and then the practical demonstration part that we will perform. I'll show you a live demonstration of a ransomware attack, where I will show you how a machine is actually hacked, how attackers exploit any kind of vulnerability, how do these attackers get into the machine, hijacks the machine, put some malware over there, ransomware in there, and how exactly the ransomware execution works. And when we say that somebody might be accessing your camera, so how exactly that thing works, how somebody hacks your microphone, your camera, all these things. So I'll give you practical demonstration of a actual attack that happened in 2017. You can after this class you can go and search about it. It's WannaCry ransomware attack. Before that, let's understand first of all some basic things about cybersecurity, and I would love to answer any questions that you guys would be having, and I would love if we make this session kind of interactive, and if you have any question, any doubt, please go ahead and you can ask me, right? So right now we are living in a digital era. Why exactly I'm saying this thing? Just look around, within your room itself, there will be a lot of devices that you will see. Like, the devices are not only your your smartphone or your laptop, your PC. Right now we have IoT devices as well. If you see, we are having smart fridge, we have CCTV cameras, everything is smart right now. Your air conditioner that you're using, that is also smart. So all of these devices are connected via Wi-Fi, right? All these IoT devices, we are connected via Wi-Fi. So that also means these devices are kind of they are not safe, right? Because if devices have the IP addresses, that means if somebody is in the same network, let's say if you go to a cafe, right? Within the cafe there are a lot of devices. Somebody in the same cafe will be able to hack into the machines that are on the same Wi-Fi if the machine is not secure. And right now in our digital era, as the devices are increasing day by day, we are getting a lot of IoT devices, all these smart devices we are getting. This also means the attack surface is increasing. Earlier, the attackers had, let's say, I'm just giving you one example. Let's say the attackers were having 1 lakh machines that they can attack. But right now, with the rise of IoT devices, with the rise of all these smart devices that we are getting, the number is increasing exponentially, right? So that means the attack surface is increasing, and attackers can do attack on all these machines. You don't even know, maybe your camera that you have at your home, or maybe the camera is hacked. You don't know. Somebody can look through your camera as well, right? So we are living in this time where the attack surface is huge, and there is major skill shortage. People who can safeguard, companies, people who can safeguard governments, countries from these kind of cyber attacks or cyber threats, right? So cyber attack in general sense, like we have a lot of different kind of attacks, right? So these are some examples that we have over here. Apart from this, the list is very big. If I sit, I can like the list is too big. But yeah, for now, the attack that we will perform today, that would be a ransomware attack. But before that, I'll give you, I'll tell you about all of these things, what these things are. So cyber attack is a kind of attack where somebody attacks your digital asset, right? Your system, your information, anything, right? Basically, attacker is interested into the digital asset that the organization is having. So in ransomware, what happens? Ransomware is a kind of malware that once the ransomware or this specific ransomware is executed within a machine, it will hijack your machine. It will encrypt all the files, all the data that is present in your system, and then you will see a pop-up saying that your machine has been hacked. If you want to unlock your machine, you have to pay a certain amount. Okay, so this is kind of thing you will be seeing on your screen. Oops, your files have been encrypted, and then you'll have to pay specific amount of money to these folks. Only then your data will be decrypted. They will give you the decryption key. So just like ransomware, we have malwares. Malwares are again a malicious program that can harm your system. Phishing, a lot of you might have already heard about phishing. Phishing is a kind of cyber attack where attacker will be sending you a email pretending to be somebody else. For example, Jaleel, I can see there is one person over here with the name Jaleel. Let's say Jaleel is a system admin, works in a company. Jaleel receives one email from, let's say, director of the company. At least this is what the email pretends, right? That I'm from the director. So, and the email says that, Jaleel, I'm stuck somewhere. Can you please buy 5 gift vouchers for me? And Jaleel doesn't see, like, he's not saying from where the email came. Only the name is there. The director's name is there. The email looks very similar. So Jaleel bought these vouchers and he sent this voucher to the email that, okay, hey boss, look, I have purchased the voucher and here you can have it. So this is what phishing is. It was not the director who sent the email. It was the attacker who sent it. So I will also tell you how phishing is done. We will create our own full-fledged phishing server. I'll show you how to set up a full-fledged phishing server. So we do these activities for our clients where we run mock phishing drills, right? We will pretend like an attacker and then we will tell them that, okay, boss, look, we send these email to 1,000 employees in your company. Out of these 1,000 folks, 400 people have given their credentials. So we use GoFit server for that. So I'll help you setting up that server as well. And when we go into the defensive side, I will also tell you how to perform the email header analysis, where we can find out if the email that you have received is a phishing email or if it is a legit email. All right. And then we have MITM attack, where hacker sits in between two machines. Let's say Alice and Bob. Both of them are communicating with each other. So hacker will sit in between, and this is what your MITM attack is. And DDoS is when somebody makes your website go down. For example, in India right now, there is very big, sale is coming on Flipkart and Amazon, right? So now these companies have, they have, what I would say, they have invested a lot of money into the marketing of these sales. So if something goes wrong with these sales, upcoming sales, it will have a very major, it will be very major financial loss for the companies, right? For both Flipkart and Amazon. So attackers can perform DDoS kind of attack where they can make these websites go down. And if the website go down even for 10, 20, 30 minutes, it will have a major financial impact on the company. So these are the kind of cyber attacks, that we have. So I won't take much time. I'll very quickly walk through, these things, and then I will directly jump onto the practical part of what we will do today, right? So before that, I just want to tell you one thing. There is a thing called CIA triad, where this is your fundamental of cyber security or information security. The developers, the security analyst people who are working into a company, they want to protect only these 3 principles: confidentiality, integrity, availability. As a security analyst, myself, my main aim is to make sure these 3 principles are in place, and for when we are doing pen testing for any of our client, we are making sure that confidentiality, integrity, and availability stays there. So what exactly is confidentiality? Confidentiality says that the information that belongs to Jaleel, only Jaleel should be able to access that information. So because the information belongs to him, only he is the real owner, and he'll be able to access his data. Integrity says that whatever data Jaleel has given, right, to the company, the data stays intact. There is no change in the data, and the data is not modified. It will be, in the exact shape, whatever you stored. And availability is when all of you, let's say all of you are using Instagram, right? Just give me a moment. Let me just do one thing. All right. So let's say all of you use Instagram, right? So, or better example would be all of you use OneDrive or Google Drive. So you store your data on these cloud platforms. So these cloud platforms, they have to make sure availability is in place. What do we mean by that? That whatever data you have stored over there, you can access that data whenever you want, right? That data belongs to you. It should be available to you 24/7. So these are some principles of cybersecurity that are there. And as a security analyst, I want to protect these. And somebody who is a hacker, he wants to disrupt these. So now I won't take much time, but I will directly jump onto our practical demonstration. Then I will tell you, more about the type of job profiles that are there, and the type of things we are covering in our course. So we will directly jump onto the this topic, that is WannaCry ransomware. So I have already told you what ransomware is, all right? So I'll go through this PPT once to tell you about WannaCry, some vulnerabilities or the weaknesses, this specific ransomware exploits, and then I will show you the actual demonstration where I have, both attacker and victim machine up and running over here. So this will be our attacker's machine, that is Kali Linux, right? So all the attackers, all the pen testers use Kali Linux, this operating system. So as we move forward, this will be very handy for you. I mean, you'll have to learn Linux, and I will help you with that. All right. So this is the attacker's machine that we have, and this will be the victim's machine on the right side that you see. This will be the victim system. So with attacker's machine, we will hack into this Windows system that you see over here, and we will exfiltrate the data. That means I will show you how the data exfiltration happens, how somebody can hack your system, download whatever data you have, whatever sensitive details, documents, medical records you have, all these things I'll be able to download. And then I will show you what other actions I can perform over here. And finally, I'll upload a ransomware on the system, and I will show you how the execution works, how the ransomware is executed. Yeah. So let's quickly start this thing. So we'll start with WannaCry. So far, if anybody has anything, you can let me know, or else we'll proceed from here. Yeah. All good. All good. So I hope there is no question. Okay. So we start with WannaCry ransomware. So I told you earlier what ransomware is. It is a kind of malicious program that is designed to encrypt all the data on your machine, on the victim's machine, and then you'll be shown, you'll see a pop-up message saying that all your data has been encrypted. Pay me this much amount, or else all the files will be deleted. Right? So ransomware, like this specific ransomware, has a history. So let's start once. Ransomware is a malware that encrypts content on infected system and demand payment in Bitcoin. So this WannaCry, if I tell you, some history about WannaCry, it came in 2017. It disrupted like operations of a lot of companies in US and in India as well. Right? So this specific ransomware, it has two key components. This malware or this ransomware has. One is worm, another was a ransomware package. So WannaCry encrypts a file on the infected Windows machine. Specifically, it will be targeting the Windows system, and it has two key components. One was worm, one was the ransomware package. What do we mean by that? That means it has two behaviors. One behavior is like a worm. So how exactly? What is worm? That means once a attacker compromises any machine using this specific ransomware, this ransomware will try to move from that machine to another machine. Right? That means, let's say you have, you know, let's say you have 20 machines in a network. One machine is compromised. The ransomware will try to move from this system to another so that it can compromise as many machines as it can. The second packet it has is a ransomware packet. That means once the machine is infected, once the compromise happens, the ransomware package will be executed. That means all the data, all the files that are present on your system, all your let's say, if you're working in a corporate setting, all your very sensitive information about your clients, your all the employee information, a lot of information, whatever sensitive data you have, it will encrypt everything, whatever you see on your system, right? And then you won't be able to open those files. So it spreads literally through between the computers on the same LAN. That means computer has to be on the same network, and the computer should be vulnerable to this specific. There was a vulnerability into this specific protocol in Windows system, in server message block SMB that runs on port number 445. And yeah, one more thing. Right now, I may use some technical terms, and I'm not expecting that you will understand each and everything. It's just I wanted to give you a look and feel of what we will do and how we will do it, right? So if you have any question, you can ask me, or else when you enroll in the program, we will start from very basics, right? We'll start from very basics. I'll do the hand holding, and then we will move forward, and then these advanced topics will come moving forward, right? So yeah, in this specific case, the malware spreads from SMB block in Windows system, and it also spreads via the malicious email attachment. Let's say Aditya receives an email saying that this is the invoice for the purchase you made in the last month, and Aditya thinks that he didn't made any purchase, so he just wants to see what is there in the invoice, just to check what it is. Aditya clicks on the attachment, opens it, his system is hacked. As simple as that. So there was a malicious macros, like in a Word document, there was a malicious script that was running in the background. So he just opened the document, and the system executed the script, and the attacker got the access to Aditya's machine, right? So this is also one way to do it. So the specific exploit or the specific weapon that was used to exploit vulnerability into the Windows machine was Eternal Blue, right? So initial ransom demand was $300, but the group increased the demand and made it 600 USD. So whenever you will hack any machine, or whenever you perform any pen testing, what exactly we are trying to do in a pen testing or a actual hacking, you try to find out vulnerable systems, vulnerable machines in a network. You find out what weakness is there, and those weaknesses can be exploited with a specific kind of weapon. The weapon is called as exploit. So we will use that exploit to compromise the machine and take the access, right? So after infecting, WannaCry ransomware displays the following screen on infected machine. This kind of a message you will see on your screen. Oops, your files have been encrypted. What happened to my system? Your files are encrypted. Many of your document, videos, file database are no longer accessible because they have been encrypted. So maybe you are busy looking for a way to recover it, but don't waste your time. Give us the money. Nobody can recover your files without our decryption service. So this is how it is done. Attacker will run a timer as well over here, that within 3 days, if you make a payment of $300, we will release your data. After 3 days, the amount will be double, and it will be $600, and then it would be $600, and still if you don't pay them the money, your files will be deleted. And this is the Bitcoin kind of address. So attackers use Bitcoin address so that the payment cannot be traced, or even if somebody from the law enforcement wants to catch the attackers, they won't be able to do it. Right. And yeah, it will also change wallpaper on your system. It will also drop a txt file for you, with all the instructions, what all things need to be done. And the interesting part about WannaCry was it dropped user manual in different language, not only in English, but like because it infected multiple machines all over the globe, they also drop manuals in different language so that people can understand and pay them the money. The ransomware encrypts targeted files with the following extensions. You can see it covers almost every kind of extension. Doesn't matter you have a PDF file, you have any MP4 file or any video file or any your like you are a developer, so whatever development related files are there, all of those files as well, text file, Excel, everything will be encrypted and you won't be able to access any of those files. WannaCry appends a extension with the name .wcry at the end of the file, so that if you try to open it, your system won't understand what is this wcry and it won't be open to the system won't be able to open the file for you. So yeah, the file extension ransomware is targeting certain clusters of the file format. Basically, it covers all kind of files, starting from your database files, developer source code, archival media, the files used by graphic designers, like anything. It almost covers all the files that are there. So now, as an analyst, how do we understand what are the different kind of indicator of compromise? How will I know if my system is compromised, right? How many machines are compromised within my network? So these are specific kind of programs or the processes that you will see on your screen. So in our like the other program that we have, the defensive one, over there we cover all of these things: security operations center, your forensics, the incident response. So this thing will be covering into that specific course where I will help you investigate a cyber incident. How exactly a investigation happen in a cyber incident, and how do we understand what kind of attack happened? So these are the different indicator of compromise that are there. So yeah, this was about this thing, and then I'll directly jump onto the practical part. Only a few things. How do you safeguard yourself specifically for WannaCry? You need to make sure that port number 445 is not enabled. You don't really need port number 445. I'll tell you one very interesting thing. So what is this port number 445 or the server message block that attackers compromised? This specific port is used when your machine is communicating with a printer. Right? When you run a print command, let's say you want to print specific kind of document, the command that the message that your system will send to the printer, it goes via server message block, that is SMB block, right? So the attackers exploited this specific port, because of which the machine thinks that it is communicating with the printer, but in reality the hacker has the access to your machine. So without wasting any time, let's directly move to our attack scenario. I'll tell you a scenario and then we will go over there. So the attack scenario is, it's a Monday morning at a mid-sized hospital. An older Windows computer in the radiology department hasn't been updated in a long time. The hospital's network is mostly flat, meaning many computers can talk to each other. So right in this scenario, we have a mid-sized hospital where they have multiple machines, and in a radiology department, there is one system that they have not updated in a while, right? So the hackers go to this hospital, connects with their Wi-Fi, connects to their network. A hacker connects a laptop to a poorly secured network port inside the hospital. From this hacker machine, they quickly look around to the hospital network, probing many computers to see which one have the weakness. Attacker gets onto the same network, run specialized tool to find out which system is vulnerable and which is not, right? Which system is vulnerable and which is not, and he discovers the older radiology, the system that is present into the radiology department. Attacker has found that specific system on the network. Once he found out the system is there, then what will happen? Getting in using the weakness. So he has found out what weakness is there. In the second step, he will exploit that specific weakness to get into the system. The attacker sends a specialized message to the radiology PC and slips in without a password because the machine is unpatched, and it places the ransomware program on that PC and starts it. Because the machine was vulnerable, attacker has exploited the vulnerability, got into the system, and then without the password, and then he has dropped a ransomware program over there. Finally, spreading, locking more computers. Once running, the ransomware looks, the ransomware looks for other nearby computers with the same weakness. So once one computer is compromised, the ransomware itself will try to see what all other machines are compromised within the, what all machines are vulnerable to this specific thing, and the malware, the ransomware will try to compromise other machines as well. So this is how it will work. The attacker will compromise. He will first of all find out what all machines are there, what is the vulnerable system that is there. Once he finds out the vulnerable machine, he will compromise this machine, put the malicious program, and then this malicious program will automatically start compromising multiple machines, right? Think of it as COVID. For example, in COVID, let's say if somebody had COVID, what we used to say was that was you have to quarantine yourself. Similarly, when some machine is compromised, as a blue teamer, you have to quarantine this machine. You just have to remove this machine from the network. Only then you can protect yourself. So let's get started with our ransomware attack. Over here, I have a Kali Linux. That is my attacker machine. This is my attacker machine. This is my victim machine. That means this machine that you see over here on the right side with this wallpaper. This is the system sitting into the radiology department in that hospital. On the left side that you see, it is the attacker machine that is there. All right. First of all, attacker will find out what system is vulnerable, right? Within the network, what all machines are vulnerable. So for that, what he will do, first of all, the attacker will check his own IP address. So he will check his own IP address. IP address is used when we are communicating within the same network. So 10.0.2.5. So this is the IP address of this machine. Now, as an attacker, what I want to see is what all other machines are there into this network that are, that might be vulnerable to specific kind of vulnerability. To scan this thing, to scan the vulnerabilities within the network, we use a tool called Nmap. There are a lot of other tools as well. We use Nessus as well for, for vulnerability scanning. But for now, we will be using a tool called Nmap. So if I just run this command nmap-pn-o 10.0.2.0/24-vv. So what exactly I'm trying to do right now is I'm using Nmap, and then I want to see, let's say, operating system. What all operating systems are there, running over there. So I'll use -o flag for that. Then I'm giving the address of the whole network. I'm saying that you have to scan the whole network, right? And then I want to see the output on my screen. So I'm using -vv flag over here. So now when I press enter, the scan has started, and now I'm getting a lot of things over here. Discovered open port on this port number, So like it will give me, very good information now. Think of these open ports as a, gate from where you can take the entry into the system, right? So right now I'm very much interested into systems where port number 445 is open. So if I come over here, I found one machine. There is a machine with the IP address 10.0.2.15. In this machine, there are multiple ports that are open. And there is one more port that is open, that is port number 445. I'm really interested into this specific port, okay, that this port is open. Then I want to see if the machine is running on some, if the machine is running on some kind of outdated operating system. We can confirm that part over here. It says OS details, Microsoft, Windows, Vista SP2, or Windows 7 or Windows Server 2008. All of these machines that you see over here are the outdated operating system. Right now, you can also see on the right side, the machine indeed is a Windows 7 machine. It is an outdated machine that is vulnerable. So now attacker, what exactly the attacker will do? He will scan this specific system now. He will scan this system and find out if there is any vulnerability on this specific machine. Yeah. So, for example, I can show this thing to you. 1 second. It may take some time. So I have, like I have already done the scan on the left tab. So right now the scan is happening over here. Meanwhile, I can show you the result also for this specific scan. So over here, we are again using Nmap and we are using a script with the name, VULN1. Basically, we want to see that this machine is vulnerable to what all weaknesses, what all vulnerabilities. So now if I scroll down a little, you will see one thing. There is something called as MS17010 SMBVULN MS17017 010. So this is the specific vulnerability I was looking for. So when WannaCry attack happens, I'll be attaching this doc as well for your reference. You'll be able to understand it better. The history of WannaCry. So WannaCry specifically, exploited this weakness, that is MS17010. Right. So now I can see that my system is, the victim system is vulnerable to this specific vulnerability, vulnerable to remote code execution vulnerability into the Microsoft SMB port, server message block port, right? So this vulnerability exists. That means we can compromise this machine. And I have the IP address. Now I have the victim's IP address. I know which machine is vulnerable. So once the scanning part is done, you have identified which machine is vulnerable. That means the answer, we have found answer to our first question. This thing we have done. Attacker has found out the vulnerable machine that was sitting in the radiology department. He has the IP address of that machine. Now what he will do the exploitation. That means he will use a specialized kind of payload, specialized kind of weapon to get into this system to exploit the vulnerability by exploiting the vulnerability. So for exploitation, the tool that we use, the tool is called MSF console. The name of tool is Metasploit. To start Metasploit, we use this command MSF console. So now the MS console is opening. So this is the IP address of the vulnerable machine that will be attacking. So yep, MSF console, and I believe we are done. Yep. So the tool is now open. Now what we need to do is we need to search for this specific thing. We need to search for MS17010. We have to search for the weapon that can exploit or penetrate into this specific vulnerability. So Metasploit is a tool where we have, like, if you ask me why we are using this specific tool, so basically Metasploit is a tool that is used for exploitation. Why exactly? It has thousands of pre-built weapons inside the same, like right now within the same console, within this single tool, I'll be having more than 3,000 exploits that I can use, right? I have more than 2,000, 3,000 exploits that I can use to exploit the vulnerabilities, exploit the different vulnerabilities. So now I will search for the weapon that I am looking for right now. For that, I will simply use search command, SEARCH search MS17 and 010. 1 second, SEARCH. I hope the screen is properly visible. The font is not small. Can anybody please confirm once if you are able to see this screen properly?
Yes, the screen is visible. A little more zoom in might be, more helpful.
Just
Perfect.
1 second. All good, all good, all good. Mhm. All good. I believe now we are good.
Yes.
All good, all good. So All good. So yeah, on the left side I have the attacker's machine. On the right side I have the victim machine. Now over here, if you see, I have searched for this specific vulnerability. I'm looking for the weapon or the exploit for this specific vulnerability, MS17010. Right. And the exploit I want, I have the exploit over here. That is this one. I'm looking for specifically Eternal Blue. When we were, reading the PPT as well, you would have seen, me using this specific name, Eternal Blue. So right now it is on the number 0. So what I will do, I will just type here use 0. And we have our weapon with us right now. So now you have the weapon, you have to set the target, right? Now you want to set the target. For that, I'll use the command show options. It will show me all the options that we have. And what we need to fill over here is the R host, that is remote host. That means you need to put the IP address of your victim machine right now over here. So simply I'll use the command set R hosts 10.0.2.15. Press enter. And now the victim IP is set. You just need to use run command now. And it seems the target is vulnerable, connecting to target for exploitation, connection established for exploitation. So let's see. Yes, we have the shell, we have the reverse shell. That means we have hacked our machine. As simple as that. Right now, I can do anything, whatever I want to do, whatever actions I want to perform over there, I can do that. Right? So how do we check this thing? So I'll come over here. I'll just type pwd, that is present working directory, to find out what is our current location where we are right now. It says C Windows System 32. Right now I'm using Linux operating system, that is Kali Linux. But it says currently my location is Windows System 32. Now what I will do, I will come to the desktop from the terminal. So I will do cd // and then I'll do ls again, cd, and then I'll get into the users directory. Within the users, I'll go to vbooks, then I'll go to desktop. All good. So we are here. Yep. So what I have done, we were into the systems directory. From there, now I have navigated myself into users, and within user we went to vbox user and then on the desktop. So right now we are on the desktop of this machine. Now when I press ls command, you can see over here there are a lot of files we'll be having. Ls command means we use ls command to list all the files that are there into the current folder, right? So this might be something new for many of you, but for many of you who are already working as, let's say, system administrator who has some exposure to Linux, they will understand, how these things work. But yeah, this is what we call command line interface on the left side that you see. On the right side is the graphical interface. But yeah, on the command line, this is how it looks like. So right now we have a lot of files over here, jellyfish.jpg, kalimba.mp3, cola. So if you match it on the right side, you will see, for example, financial records.txt. Do we have any financial record, the file with the name financial record on the Windows desktop? Yes, we do have. Here we have it. Medical records.txt. Here we have it. Sensitive docs.txt. Here we have it. Right now, you have full control over the victim machine. You have full control over the Windows system that is over there, right? So now attacker has access to the machine. So what he will do? Normally, what attacker will do? So far, any of you, do you have any question? If you have, so far, if you have any question, any doubt, please let me know. Or else I'll proceed from here and I'll show you how the execution works. Anybody? 1 second. Aditya, Abhishek, Anish, Chaitanya. Anyone? Any question? Yep. Okay. All right. If nobody has the question, then I'll proceed and I'll show you the next step. Now as an attacker, I have full control over this machine. Now what I will do is I will do the exfiltration of the sensitive information. Now from the desktop, I can see there are some files that are there, financial records.txt, medical records. So what I'll do now, I will use the download command to download these files, right? Download medical records.txt, and the file is downloaded now, right? And the location is home Kali. Let me show you that as well. Let me go to the home and the Kali folder. So home, this okay, this is the my Kali directory, and we have okay. Let me just do one thing very quickly. Let me delete it from here once, and I'll show you again. Move to trash. Let me delete this sensitive doc as well. Move to trash. Is there anything else that we have? Financial records. Move to trash. All good. All good. I'll use the download command again. And now you can see over here, we don't have any file with the name medical records. There is no such file with the name medical records over here. Right? Now what we will do, we will download these sensitive files from the Windows machine, the machine that is compromised. Now, yep, downloading medical records, and the file has been downloaded, and now we have the files over here. Similarly, you can download financial records as well. So this is what attackers do, and we call this stage as data exfiltration stage, where attacker will just sit in your network and downloads. He will download all the data that you have, whatever sensitive data you have. Financial, this also I have downloaded. I'm downloading this file as well. Download sensitive docs.txt. So I have downloaded all three files that we need, and you can see it over here. Sensitive docs.txt we have downloaded medical records. We have also downloaded the financial records.txt. So this thing is called as your data exfiltration, where attacker exfiltrates the critical information, the sensitive information that is present within your environment. Yeah. So now what other things the attacker can do? So these are the commands the attacker has. These are the things he can do, right? These are the options that the attacker is having right now. These many things. He can kill any process. He can create new process. He can drop any file over there in the victim machine. And let's say this machine is used by 10 people, 5 people, right? 5 different people use this machine. And I want to access some other user's account. For that, we will use a command called hash dump to dump all the passwords that are there. So for the user administrator, for the guest user, VBox user, these are the hashed credentials that we have. Now we can crack these hash format, these hashed passwords, and yeah, you have a password of multiple users now, right? What else do we have? Other than that, what I can do is, let me show you over here. Just a moment. Search. Let me show you something interesting. I mean, I can put a audio file in the system and I can play, like for example, I can upload a audio file and the audio file will say your system is hacked. Like, just imagine, I mean, you can even record mic, you can access their mic, you can access their webcam, you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, like the possibilities are endless, right? But we don't want to get into that side. That is purely offensive. So usually when we are doing pen testing, we just find out these vulnerabilities and we report these things to the respective company. But yeah, like the Metasploit gives you a lot of options you can check from. Now what I will do is I want to upload the WannaCry ransomware to the victim's machine, victim system. So I am interested into WannaCry.exe file. Let me just check one thing. If I have WannaCry.exe over here, yes, I have it. All good. So now what we will do, in front of you, I will just upload a file in this machine and we will execute that file from the attacker's terminal, attacker's machine, and all the files that are there over here. For example, right now you can see I can open any of these files. I can open any of this medical record, anything. But once the ransomware is executed, all the files will be encrypted. You won't be able to open anything from the desktop. Yeah. So let me quickly do it. We'll use upload command for that. Upload WannaCry.exe. On the right side, you can see WannaCry has been uploaded to the victim's system, right? And now what attacker has to do is he just has to use the execute command. Execute -f of WannaCry.exe. Just, just by pressing this command, it will disrupt this whole machine that you see on the right side. So I press enter. The process has been created. Within next few seconds, you will see all the data that was present into the victim's system, victim's machine. All of this data will be gone. All of this data will be encrypted. Yeah. Let's wait for some time, and there will be a pop-up message that you will see on your screen. Let's wait for a moment. Yeah. Yep, the file has been encrypted. Oops, your files have been encrypted. What happened to my computer? Your important files are encrypted. So all the files are encrypted right now. You have to take their service, decryption service, if you want to recover your files. Can I recover my files? Sure, we guarantee that you can recover all the files safely and easily, but you do not have much time. You can decrypt some of your files for free, and then you only have 3 days to submit the payment. After that, the price will be doubled. After, if you don't pay in 7 days, you won't be able to recover your files forever. We will have free events for users who are so poor that they can't pay in 6 months. All right, interesting. How do I pay? Payment is accepted in Bitcoin only. So the attacker will guide you. You know, the attacker will guide you like each and everything, that you have to pay us amount. You know, send 300 worth of Bitcoin to this specific address. So he has given you the Bitcoin address where you need to send the payment, and then you will be getting a decryption key from the attacker, right? So within 3 days, you have to make the payment, or else, after 7 days, all the files will be gone. After 3 days, the amount will be double, and after 7 days, your data will be gone. Everything will be wiped. So this is how my files look now, right? For example, I have a file that says medical record. So now if I try to open it, I won't be able to open it, right? You cannot open any file now. This is what WannaCry is. This is what a ransomware is, that it encrypts all the data, that is there on your machine. And now one more thing, right now, we are doing it into a very sandbox environment, right? In a real life, once one machine is compromised, it will trigger a chain reaction. That means once one system is compromised, it will compromise another machine, then another, and a lot of machines will be compromised just like this if the machines are on the same network. Right. So yeah, this is what WannaCry ransomware attack is all about. Now, if you have any question related to what we have just did, I would love to answer any of your questions, any of your doubts. All right. So please turn on the mic. If anybody has anything from this.
Hi, sir. Mahesh here. So,
Yeah. Hi, Mahesh.
once the attack is done, so how can a victim computer can be rectified from without paying or something? Like
Can't be. That's the interesting
okay.
part about ransomware. I'll tell you something. That's the interesting part about ransomware, Mahesh. So there are people, the malware researchers, who are sitting and they have created some sort of decryptor program for only few ransomware variants. But most of these ransomwares, once they will infect your machine, you won't be able to recover your data from here. Or else, if you have a data backup, then from the data backup, you can check if if any malicious file is there, we can remove that, and from a fresh backup only you'll have to put the data in your machine. So ransomware is something that only the best thing that you can do about ransomware is having a habit of taking regular data backups. That's it.
Okay.
Correct.
Understood.
Yeah, and there are some websites where for some variants you may find a decryptor as well, but for WannaCry you won't find any. So yeah, uh, anybody else as well? Any other question? Jaleel, Manan, Manu, Shubham, Akash. Any question?
Anyone from the audience? It's an open session, so please you can come up with your queries if any.
If you want to know about, the what are the different job profiles that are out there, when you enroll into this program, what kind of things you will learn, for what kind of job roles you will be, will make you ready. I can, I'll come on to that thing as well. But yeah, so far, if you have any question related to whatever we have done, I would love to answer, these things. Anything related to course, anything related to uh, this specific scenario also, or any journal query that you may have, you might be having. I would love to answer all of those questions. Okay. So sometime ransomware detects a VM environment. Is there anything we can do to combat that? Okay, so Gavin, I believe you are talking about the malware analysis, right? Where as a malware analyst, when you are doing the malware analysis, yep, you are doing the malware analysis. Uh, the ransomware sometimes, the attacker who has built the ransomware will make that ransomware in such a way that when you try to analyze it into a sandbox a sandbox environment, it will ransomware will detect that okay, somebody is trying to analyze, analyze my, this variant. So you won't be able to do that. You won't be able to analyze, the ransomware won't do the further activities, but it has to do in a real environment, right? As analysts, we want to see the actual IOCs, the actual things the attacker, the malware will do in a real world scenario, right? So, Gavin, if you can tell me, or yeah, like if you can, uh, specify the exact question, that you have. But yeah, I've understood what exactly you're coming from. So yeah, we see this thing in malware analysis sometimes. I'm Gajendra. Can we back up our data after the attack? After the attack? So no. This is not how it works. Flux. Sorry, Gajendra. This is not how it works. There is no point of having that, data backup after the attack has already happened. We are interested into the data like before the attack happened, right? If the attack has already happened, all the files are already encrypted. So even if you do the backup, the files will stay, encrypted only. So yeah, we need to have a habit of taking the backups regularly, you know. So companies have the data backup policies, where within 1 month they have to do a full backup, and just like that for uh, 1 week also they'll have a backup, for everyday backup also they will have. So these kind of things are there, and these are the best things that can protect yourself against ransomware. Meanwhile, then I'll do one thing very quickly. Just a moment. All right. So see, I'll tell you about the job profiles that are out there in the market right now within the cybersecurity. Most of you won't know about these jobs. One second. So Manu says, could you please share some insights about the global cybersecurity market? I would also like to know which emerging domain in cybersecurity we should focus on, and what show profiles will be most relevant in the coming years. That is very interesting question. So, all right, Manu, I'll tell you something. Right now, most of you who has joined, many of you will be very new to cybersecurity. For you, the cybersecurity is the hacking that you see the hacking that you see in the movies. Maybe from somebody you heard that there is something called as VAPT, where you perform the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So mostly people I have came across, this is how they get into the market, that they are interested into hacking. So they start looking for this specific thing, and they at the end they find out, okay, there is something called as VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So mostly people focus on the offensive side of security, or the VAPT specifically. But apart from VAPT, we have a lot of different job profiles that are out there, where there is very huge requirement right now. For example, if I tell you, me myself, I did my master's into digital forensics and information security, where I read and learned each and everything about the disks, about the systems, your Windows machines, Linux machines, how to perform a full-fledged forensic investigation on a Linux, on a Windows, on a mobile device, how to perform a forensics, on a drone, how to perform a forensics. That is also part of your cybersecurity. That if some incident happens and it involves some sort of Linux machine, Windows machine, or a smartphone device, how do you perform a forensics on that? So that is something where you won't see a lot of people going, but there is a demand for this as well. So computer forensic analyst is there. A computer forensic analyst, also known as digital forensic examiner, specialized in the recovery and investigation of the material found in the digital devices, right? Then and for computer forensic analyst, if I have to tell you, there are a lot of opportunities into the government side as well, where we have fact exam, forensic aptitude and caliber test, where if you clear that exam, you can get into the position of security, scientific officer, SO, scientific officer in a forensic science laboratory, right? So this is something that is there. And in corporate also, there are profiles where you can work as a computer forensic analyst. For example, I have led multiple cyber breach investigations where I have worked as forensic analyst, where I did, like I can see a lot of questions are there. I'll read all of these questions in a moment. So yeah, this is what computer forensic analysts do. In corporate setting also, we get a lot of, what I would say, projects where some insider threat was involved. The company says that this guy has exfiltrated a lot of data of ours. He's leaking our sensitive information outside. Can you please perform forensics on this laptop? We are, this guy is suspicious. We have to perform the forensics on this. We do that. If for some organization, a lot of their data was leaked, now certain will say, Computer Emergency Response Team India, they will say that, boss, whenever there is any cyber incident, you have to tell us within 24 hours. And then within next few days, you have to submit a root cause analysis report to us, right? Where you will take a help of third party to perform a full-fledged forensic investigation of the cyber incident that happened in your organization. You have to find out the root cause for that, right? So yeah, these are some things that are there. So this is one job profile that is out there. In industry, corporates, there is a demand in corporate, there is demand in law enforcement agencies, there is a demand in legal and consulting firm as well. So these are some tools that are there, that one works on, and we will be working on these tools when we, those who will be enrolling into the forensics program. Right. Then there is a thing called SOC analyst. Many of you might have seen something like this in the movies as well. The global operations center, normally, like everybody, if I have to tell you, this operation center, we have like network operation centers are also there, who are specifically focused onto the network side. Whatever devices that you are putting out there, to monitor all those devices, we have NOC, that is Network Operations Center. Similarly, we have SOC, Security Operations Center. So this will give you visibility into the different cyber threats that are different attackers that are attacking your organization. You'll be able to see all of those things sitting in this specific place. So this is the work of a SOC analyst. A SOC analyst works within the Security Operations Center to monitor, detect, and respond to the security threats and incidents. This is what a SOC analyst will do. So then, yep, we have L1, L2, and L3s in SOC analyst. Then we have security architects who deploy the whole SOC environment with for a company. How do we deploy a SOC? So that is also one profile that is out there. So these are some tools that we'll be working on. You'll be working on Splunk, Wazoo. We will work on Splunk. We will do a full-fledged setup of Splunk. We'll do a full-fledged setup of Wazoo as well. All right. And then when you are doing Wazoo, we will also work on Snort, right? It is an intrusion detection system. So these are some tools that are there. So right now, these things that I've told you, these are purely into the defensive side. Forensics is into the defensive side. SOC analyst is also a defensive role that is there. All right. Similarly, we have other roles as well. We have a GRC analyst. This guy right here will take care of the organizations, policies, procedures, and all the regulatory requirements that are there. All the companies, we have clients who are, let's say, we have clients who are stockbrokers. So they have to comply with the rules and regulations of SEBI, right? For example, if I tell you about the companies who are in the insurance sector, they have to comply with the rules and regulations of IRDAI. Similarly, the banks who are working with us or the finance companies who are working with us, they have to comply with RBI guidelines, right? So this GRC analyst will make sure that the company has all the policies, procedures in place. They are meeting the industry standards and they are following all the regulatory requirements that are there. So this is the work of GRC analyst. Most of these works, will be on the documentation side, and at the strategy level, on the organizational level, you need to. These guys take care of all these things. This is what GRC analyst will do. So policy development, risk assessment, and compliance audits are something they do, and then they need to know different regulatory bodies that are out there, different standards. They need to be familiar with GDPR, HIPAA, PCI DSS, all of these things. And then comes the pen testers. This is what most of you would have heard. A penetration tester, often referred to as an ethical hacker, is a cybersecurity professional who simulates cyber attacks on an organization, system, network, and application. The goal is to identify and exploit vulnerabilities before the malicious hackers can discover and exploit them. So yeah, these pen testers, these ethical hackers, they find out vulnerabilities into the network of the organization. They look for vulnerabilities into the web application of the organization, right? And based on that, they will, give, like, for example, the work that we did right now, the attack we performed, the VAPT, the guy who is into VAPT, the pen tester, he will find out that vulnerability and he will report this vulnerability to the end client. That look goes, out of your 20 machines, 5 machines have this kind of vulnerability, 7 machines have this kind of vulnerability, and these are the things that you have to use to patch all of these things, right? So this is what a pen tester do. And other cybersecurity jobs include incident responder, security architect, and the malware analyst, right? Incident responder who responds to the different kind of incidents that are over there. And security architect is somebody who designs the network, who designs the policies and framework for the company. And malware analyst is somebody who studies and dissects different kind of malware variants that are out there. So now Manu had the question, he was having question that what is the current global cybersecurity market? What are the emerging domains in cybersecurity? So Manu, what I have to tell you right now is there are a lot of different fields that we have right now, right? You will find people who are expert into malware analysis. You will find people who are expert into VAPT, network VAPT, web application VAPT. Then we have computer forensic analysts. We have people into SOC. Then there are people who do threat hunting, people who do incident response. GRC analysts is there. So different fields are there right now. One has to create their foundation. One has to create their foundational knowledge right now, and then you select a domain, put in the effort and try to learn as much as you can about that specific domain that you have chosen, and this is how you proceed. And if you ask me what are the emerging domains that are there, emerging domains would be, see, cloud. Like cloud came not few years back, but yeah, it came almost like 5-10 years back, or even more than that. But yeah, right now, if I tell you somebody who has good experience into cloud is very good. We need people because all the organizations are now like we are currently seeing a sudden shift into the mostly companies. If you go, either they are onto hybrid model, that means they have some local machines, some local database they have, and they have a lot of their servers on the cloud as well. Somebody who is experienced, somebody who has expertise into the cloud security, that is just too good. That is something that the organizations are currently looking for. So cloud security is something that one can, once you create your foundation knowledge, you can do cloud, the cloud security is there. Then in SOC, we have specifically IR is there, threat hunting is there. So these are some things where you can, you can do your transition. And other than that, some other emerging tech would be we do smart contract audits as well. The Web3 that we are having right now. These things will take time, but these things will be there, moving forward. So yeah, these are some of the roles that are there, and Manu, I would, love to know if give introduction of yourself. So like right now, I don't know your background, what all things you have done so far. So it will be difficult to, guide you directly that what you should do, right? But these are the things that are there. Gavin, I have tried analyzing malware samples and have modified my VM as much as possible, such as changing registry keys, MAC address, memory size, and so on. But with different variants, there is different methods used to detect a VM such. So what could I do other than using another bare metal PC? Gavin, I would love to, know what exactly you do right now. Are you like where exactly you're working and what exactly you do? The question is good. You can connect with me once, right? We can have a full-fledged discussion on this specific thing regarding. So this is very much into the malware analysis only, all right? I'm not really sure how this will help others, but yeah, you just connect with me once. I'll ask Mr. Arunavar. He will give you my number. You please reach out to me. I would love to, discuss this specific thing with you. Akash has a question. I'm coming from a different background, Harshit. Currently, I'm working on the e-commerce domain and I have around 8 years of experience. And my graduation was completed in BSc IT 2016. So this course is good for me as a career transition to IT, and companies considered me as a fresher and they can calculate my last 8 years of. All good, all good. But I can see right now, Akash, you have done BSc IT and have all good. So you did BSc IT, so I'm assuming that you have basic understanding of the IT, how the networks work, or some basic information you will have, right? And you've been working in e-commerce, so all good. That works. So Akash, we will be starting from very basics. Within this course, when we proceed, we'll start from very basics. We will create the foundation knowledge, whatever things you might have learned in your BSc IT when you did your bachelor's, whatever things you have learned over there, and whatever things you learned in your e-commerce domain as well. There will be, like your studies, I can definitely tell you there will be a lot of things that you will see over here, and that knowledge will definitely help you when we, once we proceed. And it works. I mean, it is fine. It is totally fine. And this course will be very good for you. Like definitely this will be good for anybody who want to transition into the cybersecurity domain, right? Because we will cover everything from very basic, so that for somebody who is doing this transition, we will do proper hand holding for them, that they can move over here. And yeah, we start with basics, Linux, basic information security fundamentals, Python fundamentals. Moving forward with network security, we will understand how networks work, and then we do the network pen testing, web application security, web pen testing, GRC we will discuss. Then we do IR, incident response, and moving forward, who are enrolling into the blue teaming, there will be computer forensic analysis that we do, incident response, threat hunting, all these things. So we are covering everything from very basics to the advanced level. Whatever advanced topics will be there, the malware analysis, all of these things will be, covering. Definitely, first thing is it will be easier for you to, at least I'll try to make this thing easier for you guys to make your transition as smooth as we can, all right, so that it will be easy for you to move into a new domain. And yeah, definitely, Akash, I have to tell you, this course will definitely help you a lot moving forward. So yeah, these are the things that are there.
I think
Now,
that has been the queries from the audience. Anyone else from the audience who is having any query regarding the course, the curriculum, the learning journey, anything?
is in any way will AI affect the cybersecurity? Mahesh, AI is very interesting, and I mean, use AI extensively. But I know what you are trying to say. Not exactly. Definitely, AI will help us. Like, we have a new thing coming that is called as AI security as well. AI in itself, like, there are a lot of different attacks that are happening on AI also. Prompt injection is something that is there. So AI cannot even secure, its own, what I would say, so there will be some things, there will be some impact that will be there in all domains, but in cybersecurity, I'm pretty much sure, there are things like whatever new technology will come in the market, let's say starting from your blockchain, AI, anything, you'll have to protect that technology as well. You'll have to protect the AI agents that the organizations are making, the LMs that are there. So there are a lot of different attacks that are coming. The attackers have found a different ways to hack the AI as well. So it won't take your job, that I can tell you for sure. At least not for next 10, 15, 20 years. That I can guarantee. Yeah. But yeah, in my teaching style, I'll tell you something. AI is too good if you know how to use it, and I will make sure that you know how to use AI in most efficient way, so that it will help you decrease the time that you need to perform certain kind of tasks, certain kind of actions. So yeah, definitely we'll use AI as well. I'll help you, understand, how exactly you can use AI within cybersecurity as well. So yep, that's it.
Great then. Thank you so much, Harshit sir, for such an illustrative demonstration, I would say, regarding cybersecurity, its associated impacts in the entire industry and everything. So if everyone has understood all these pointers that have been discussed in this particular webinar, that was the purpose of scheduling this particular meet, then allow us to wrap it up for today. And in the chat, I have shared 2 program details as well. Who is not having the particular details? One is network security and ethical hacking. Another is advanced cybersecurity program and threat management, where SOC analysis is also included along with your contact number. So for any further queries post this webinar, you can reach out to these numbers. These are the official numbers of Skills City Solution Academy. So thank you everyone once again for showing interest in cybersecurity, in your career upskilling, in your career transition, I would say. So allow us to wrap it up for the day. Looking forward to see you in the class starting on 28th of September, next Sunday. That is the first class induction session. That would be the inauguration of this particular cohort. Strongly looking forward. All of you have a wonderful rest of the evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much, everybody.